Hello, my amazing friends. Ready to unlock your courage? Welcome to our English learning channel. Here, we learn with stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey. Episode 2. This is a story about facing the unknown. The fear of stepping into the spotlight. Imagine standing on a stage, ready to speak. But your legs feel heavy. Your palms sweat. And a voice inside says, "What if they don't like me?" If yes, you're not alone. This is the fear of judgment, and even the bravest souls have felt it. But here's a secret. Those people didn't let fear win. They acted despite it. Now, let me tell you something very interesting before we begin. Did you know that nervousness and excitement feel almost the same inside your body? Your heart beats faster, your breath quickens, and your mind sharpens. But one makes you hide, and the other pushes you to shine. The difference? How you see it. That's why if you learn how to manage fear, especially fear of judgment, you can start living a bold life. In this video, you will learn 5 powerful rules to deal with the fear of judgment. These rules are not hard to grasp. They are simple, clear, and easy to use, and they will transform the way you live your life forever. Rule 1. Change what judgment means to you. Many people are scared of judgment not because it hurts, but because of what they believe it means. In their minds, judgment is a sign they are not enough. They think if others judge them, it means they're a fool. They feel ashamed, embarrassed, or even worthless. But this is the wrong way to see it. The truth is simple. Judgment only means someone shared an opinion, and that's all, nothing more. It doesn't mean you're not talented. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you'll never shine. It only means you showed up, and someone noticed. Think about this. Have you ever seen a child singing a song for the first time? What happens? The child sings, stumbles on a note, and maybe someone giggles. Then the child tries again, sings louder, and stumbles again. This happens many times, but the child never says, "I guess I'm not good at singing. I give up." No, the child keeps trying day after day, and one day the child sings beautifully. That's how life works. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're learning to dance. You try a step for the first time. You trip. You get up and try again. You trip again, but you don't stop. Each time you try, you learn something. You figure out the rhythm. You get better at moving your feet. You understand how to balance. After many tries, you can dance. So here's the question. Were your trips really failures, or were they steps toward success? Most people don't fear judgment itself. They fear rejection. They ask, what if they laugh at me? What if my friends say I'm silly? What if I look foolish? But here's a powerful truth. People are not watching you as much as you think. Everyone is busy with their own worries, their own lives. So don't let fear of rejection stop you from growing. Now let's look at someone famous. Oprah Winfrey. She is known for her amazing TV show. But do you know how many times she was told no before she succeeded? Many times. People said she wasn't right for the job, but she replied, "I've just found ways to keep going." That's the mindset you need. Don't run from judgment, redefine it. See it as feedback. Every opinion tells you something useful. Every critique is a lesson. If you listen to what judgment teaches you, you will improve. Now, let's look at 3 simple points that will help you change what judgment means to you. 1. Judgment means you are showing up. Many people hide in their comfort zones. They don't try anything new because they fear being noticed. But if you step out and face judgment, it means you're moving forward. You're not standing still. You're alive. You're learning. And that's something to be proud of. Trying is better than hiding. 2. Judgment means you are growing. When others judge you, your mind gets wiser. You understand more about yourself. You gain experience. You see what others value. So next time, you can adjust and do it better. Judgment is like a mirror. It shows you things to improve. Don't fear it. Learn from it. 3. Judgment is part of shining. Ask any successful person, and they'll tell you about the times they were judged. Actors face bad reviews. Singers hear boos. Leaders get criticized. But they don't quit. They keep going. Why? Because they know judgment is part of the journey. You can't reach the spotlight without facing some shadows. If you accept this truth, you'll no longer be afraid of opinions. So remember this. You are not less just because someone judged you. You are simply a person who is brave enough to try. A person who is growing. Every time you face judgment, you get stronger. Every time you rise above it, you shine brighter. If you change your definition of judgment, you change your relationship with fear. And when that changes, a new world opens up for you. You become free to be yourself, free to learn, and free to succeed. Rule 2. Take small steps, not giant leaps. One of the biggest reasons people fear judgment is because they try to do too much too soon. They want to go from shy to superstar in one big move, but life doesn't work that way. Success doesn't happen in a flash, and trying to do everything at once often leads to stress, mistakes, and fear. That's why you must take small steps, not giant leaps. Think of it like building a tower. You can't reach the top with one huge block. You must place one brick, then another, and another. Slowly, steadily, you make progress. If you try to jump up the tower, you'll fall and get hurt. But if you take small, steady steps, you'll reach the top with strength and confidence. Let's imagine something simple. Learning to cook. You don't start by making a fancy dinner for a crowd. You don't need to be perfect. Instead, begin with something small. Boil an egg. The next day, try making toast. Then cook a simple meal with a friend or family member. After that, maybe try a new recipe. Step by step, your fear will fade, and your confidence will grow. Over time, you'll surprise yourself. Why does this work? Because small steps make your heart feel safe. When you look at a big task, your mind says, "This is too much. I can't do it." You feel overwhelmed. You freeze. But when you break it into small parts, your mind says, "This is easy. I can do this." You feel calm and in control. Here's another example. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel, but you're afraid people will judge your voice or style. Going live for an hour seems impossible, so what happens? You don't start. You say, "I'll do it next month." But that month never comes. Instead, start with 1 minute a day. Record a short hello. Once 1 minute feels easy, increase it to 2, then 5. Slowly, your skills and mind will adapt. One day, you'll be making videos, and it won't feel hard anymore. The same idea works for your dreams. Even big dreams start with small actions. If your dream is to speak in public, start by saying a few words to yourself in the mirror. If your goal is to learn a new hobby, begin with 10 minutes a day. Small steps create progress, and progress builds momentum. When you take small steps, you build a powerful chain of success. Each step gives you a small win, and each win gives you more belief. It becomes a positive cycle. One good step leads to another until you start to feel strong. You begin to trust yourself. That trust is the fuel you need to keep going. Always remember this. Big stars shine from small sparks. You don't need to do everything today. You don't need to see the whole stage. You just need to take the next right step, and then the next. The path will reveal itself as you walk. What matters is not speed, but consistency. Don't let the size of your dreams stop you. Don't freeze just because the journey looks long. Every long journey is just a series of small steps. Focus on today. Focus on what you can do now. Take action, no matter how small. So the next time you feel afraid to start, ask yourself, what is the smallest step I can take right now? Then take it. That small step will lead you to something bigger, and one day you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Rule 3. Focus on what you can control. One of the biggest causes of fear, especially fear of judgment, is focusing too much on things you cannot change. You worry about what people will say. You stress about what might happen next. You fear being mocked or ignored. But here's the truth. You do not control everything, and you don't need to. What you can control is yourself. Your thoughts, your actions, your effort, your choices. That's where your power lies. When you focus on what you can control, your fear starts to fade. Your mind becomes clearer. Your heart becomes steadier. You feel braver. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine you're about to share a story with friends. You've practiced, you've prepared, but still you feel nervous. You think, what if they don't like it? That question fills your mind with doubt. But stop and ask yourself a better question. Did I do my best to prepare? If your answer is yes, then let go of the fear. Why? Because you've already done what you could. You cannot control their reactions. You cannot control the room's mood that day. You cannot control how others feel. But you can control your effort. You can control your attitude. Focusing on what you can control is like holding the reins of your life. You may not control the crowd, the weather, or the noise, but you can control how you ride. When a storm comes, you may not stop it, but you can steer your path in the safest direction. That's real strength, and that's how you move forward. Many people fear judgment because they worry too much about others' thoughts. They ask, what if they laugh at me? What if I look silly? But let's be honest. People are busy with their own days, their own troubles. Most are not thinking about you, and even if someone does judge you, you can't stop them. What you can control is how you respond. Will you shrink or will you keep shining? Your mind is your strongest tool. If you let fear take over, it will rule your life. But if you fill your mind with courage, it will lift you. Try this every day. Speak to yourself with power. Say, I am doing my best. I am learning. I am growing. These simple words can change your feelings. When your thoughts are strong, your actions become strong too. Let's say you want to try a new sport, but you're afraid. You think about the coach. You worry about how others will react. You stress over every move. But ask yourself, can I control the coach? No. Can I control how others react? No. But can I control how much I practice? Yes. Can I control how much I learn? Yes. Can I control how much I try? Absolutely. And that's enough to begin. Also, remember this truth. You don't have to be flawless. Many people wait and wait because they want everything to be just right. They want the perfect moment, the perfect performance, the perfect result. But perfection is a dream. It doesn't exist. Nobody is perfect, not even the most famous people. What they do better is keep moving forward even when things aren't ideal. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to be judged. What matters is that you learn from it and keep trying. That's how you grow, that's how you get better, and that's how you eventually shine. Judgment becomes a lesson, and every lesson makes you stronger. So here's what to remember. Focus on what you can control. Let go of the rest. When you do that, fear starts to lose its hold. You stop worrying about things you cannot change. You stop chasing perfection. You start living with purpose, clarity, and courage. You have the power to guide your thoughts. You have the power to take action. You have the power to keep shining no matter what happens around you. That's what makes you strong. That's what makes you unstoppable. Rule 4. Imagine the worst and then prepare for it. This rule might sound odd at first. Many inspiring speakers will tell you, don't think about judgment, don't focus on the negative, stay positive. While it's true that positive thinking is powerful, there's also value in doing the opposite, thinking about the worst case. Why? Because when you imagine the worst, something amazing happens. You realize it's not as terrifying as you thought. The fear that loomed large in your mind begins to shrink. You start to see that even if the worst happens, you can face it, you can handle it. And that thought gives you strength. Let's look at a common example. Imagine you want to share a poem you wrote. You've been dreaming about it for weeks, but something is holding you back. Fear. Fear of judgment. Fear of silence. Fear of people saying, "That was terrible." Now, take a deep breath. Instead of running from that fear, face it. Ask yourself this question. What is the worst thing that could happen? Be honest. Maybe the worst is that no one claps. Maybe a friend makes a joke. Maybe you feel a little down. Okay, now ask yourself a second question. Can I survive that? Think carefully. If no one claps, will your life end? Probably not. If someone jokes, will it destroy you? Definitely not. If it doesn't go well, can you try again or try something else? Yes, you can. Most of the time, the worst case isn't as bad as our mind makes it seem. Fear grows in the dark, but when you shine a light on it, when you look at it closely, it becomes smaller. You begin to see that even judgment has a limit. And most importantly, you have the strength to rise again. Now comes the powerful part. Prepare for the worst. Don't just imagine it, make a plan. If you fear silence, practice your poem until you feel ready. If you fear a joke, prepare your mind for it. Say, some might laugh and that's okay. If you fear not being good enough, start learning. Read books, watch videos, talk to people who've performed. Preparation is your shield. The more prepared you are, the less afraid you feel. Think about it like this. Firefighters don't rush into a blaze without training. They prepare, they practice, they plan for every situation, even the worst. That way, when the time comes, they don't panic. They stay calm. You must do the same. Prepare your mind, prepare your skills, prepare your heart. When you do that, fear loses its power. Here's another truth. The worst thing isn't judgment. The worst thing is regret. Years from now, you don't want to look back and say, "I wish I had shared my voice." That quiet voice of regret can hurt more than any judgment ever will. Because judgment means you tried. Judgment means you were brave. But regret means you let fear win. Let's take a real-life example. Beyoncé. Before she became a global star, she faced tough critiques. People said her voice wasn't strong enough, but she asked herself, what's the worst that can happen if I keep trying? She decided the worst was criticism, but she could survive that, and so she kept going. Today, millions know her story. The same is true for countless successful people. They all imagined judgment, but they didn't stop there. They prepared for it and took action anyway. You can do the same. So here's what you need to do. First, face your fear head-on. Don't run away or pretend it's not there. Sit with it. Look at it closely. Ask yourself a simple but powerful question. What is the worst thing that could happen? Imagine the worst case in detail. Maybe people don't clap. Maybe someone whispers. Maybe things don't go as planned. That's okay. Naming the fear makes it less scary. It brings the unknown into the light. Next, decide if you can handle that worst case. Be honest with yourself. Most of the time you'll realize that yes, you can handle it. Maybe it will feel uncomfortable or tough, but it's not the end. You are stronger and more capable than you think. This realization is a powerful shield against fear. Then, prepare for that scenario. Don't just wait and hope for the best. Take action. Build a plan. What steps can you take to protect yourself or make the outcome better? Grow your skills so you feel more confident. Find people who can support you, friends, mentors, or experts. Preparation is like armor. It gives you strength and peace. Finally, take the first step. Even if everything isn't perfect yet. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap that keeps many people stuck. There will never be a perfect time. The real moment is now. Start small if you need to. One action, one decision, one step forward is all it takes to begin. Once you start, you build momentum. Fear loses its power when you move forward. And remember, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing what you need to do even when fear is present. Once you face the worst in your mind and prepare for it in real life, fear becomes just another challenge, not a wall that stops you. On the other side of fear, you will find your real strength, your voice, and your power. Rule 5. Keep going, no matter what. This is the final rule, and it may be the most important of all. Don't quit, no matter how scared you feel, no matter how many critiques you face, no matter how slow your progress seems. Keep going. The truth is, everyone who has ever achieved something great has faced fear, judgment, and doubt. But what separates them from the rest is this: they kept moving forward. Let me share a story with you. There was a young man who dreamed of becoming a singer. He worked hard on his first song. He poured his soul into it. When he finished, he sang for a local crowd. But guess what? They didn't cheer, some even booed. Most people would give up after that, but not him. He believed in his music, so he kept trying. He sang at another event, then another. Rejection after rejection came, but he didn't stop. On the 15th try, one audience finally stood up and clapped, and that song went on to play on radios everywhere. The man who was once booed became one of the most loved singers in the world. That man is Ed Sheeran. Can you imagine what would have happened if he had stopped after the first boo, or the 5th, or the 10th? The world would have missed out on his music, but because he kept going, his dream came true. And that's what you need to remember. It's not about how many times you're judged, it's about how many times you get back up. Success is not always quick, it's not always easy, but it belongs to those who refuse to quit. You might feel tired, you might feel stuck. Maybe you've tried something and it didn't work out. Maybe people around you say, "Why are you even trying?" But here's the thing, it's your life, not theirs. They don't see your heart, they don't know your dreams, and they don't walk your path. So don't let their doubts stop you. The road to success is full of bumps. Some days you'll feel like a star, other days you'll feel like hiding. But on those hard days, keep going. Even if it's just one small step. Keep showing up. Keep learning. Keep improving. Because every step you take brings you closer to your goal. And every time you choose to continue instead of quitting, you grow stronger. Your confidence grows, your skills grow, and most importantly, your belief in yourself grows. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be the best in the room. You don't need to be flawless. All you need is the courage to continue. Here's something important to understand. Judgment is not your enemy. Judgment is part of the journey. Everyone feels it, but what matters is what you do next. Do you run away, or do you face it and keep walking forward? When judgment knocks at your door, don't hide, don't freeze. Open the door and say, "I see you, but I won't let you stop me." Then walk past it. Walk through it. Because beyond that judgment lies your growth, your voice, and your destiny. Think of all the things you've already survived, all the tough moments, all the pain. You didn't give up then, so don't give up now. You are stronger than you think, and your future is waiting for you to rise. So keep going. Even if the road is long, keep going. Even if no one cheers for you, keep going. Even when everything inside you wants to stop. Because real success doesn't come to those who never face judgment. It comes to those who never give up. This is your life. This is your journey. And the most powerful words you can say to yourself are, I will not stop. Conclusion. Turn judgment into fuel. You've now discovered the 5 powerful rules to help you deal with the fear of judgment. Let's quickly go over them one more time. Change what judgment means to you. Learn from it instead of fearing it. Let judgment become your teacher, not your enemy. Take small steps, not giant leaps. Success doesn't happen overnight. Take one step at a time. Small wins lead to big victories. Focus on what you can control. Don't waste your energy on things outside your hands. Control your actions, your thoughts, and your attitude. Imagine the worst, and then prepare for it. Don't run from fear. Face it, plan for it, prepare yourself, and you'll find it has less power over you. Keep going no matter what. Never give up, even if it's hard, even if you fall. Keep showing up. Keep moving forward. These are not just lessons to remember. These are tools you can use every day. When judgment shows up, and it will, you don't have to run away. You don't have to freeze. You can take action. Judgment is not the problem. The real problem is what you do with it. Most people see judgment as a stop sign, but successful people see it as a green light, a signal to move forward, to grow, to become stronger. Yes, judgment will visit you. It might whisper, "What if they don't like me?" But now you have the power to answer back. You can say, "So what if they judge me? I'll learn, I'll grow, I'll come back stronger." That's how you turn judgment into fuel. That's how you use it to push you forward, not hold you back. You are not weak, you are not broken, you are not alone. Everyone feels judgment. Even the most successful people in the world have faced it. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. And neither should you. Every great story begins with a moment of doubt. A moment when the hero feels judged. But the story changes when they choose to act anyway. When they rise even with shaking hands. That's what makes them powerful. That's what makes them unstoppable. And now, you are the hero of your story. The road ahead may not be smooth. There will be hard days, there will be critiques. But you have something stronger than fear. You have courage, you have purpose, you have dreams worth chasing. So don't wait for the perfect moment. It may never come. Don't wait until you feel ready. The truth is, no one ever feels 100% ready. Take the first step anyway. Start today. Share that poem. Try that dance. Learn that new skill. Face that fear. And then take the next small step. Day by day, you will grow. Step by step, you will become stronger. And soon, you will look back and realize judgment didn't stop you. In fact, it helped you rise. Your judgment is not a wall, it's a door. And now you have the key. Open it, walk through it, and claim the life that belongs to you. This is your time, not tomorrow, not someday. Now. This is your life, not a test, not a practice run, your real life. So don't let judgment steal one more day. Use it. Turn it into fire. Let it light your path. Go forward with courage. Go forward with strength. Go forward with purpose. Build your life bravely. And always remember, judgment may visit, but it doesn't get to stay. You are in control. Now, you've got this.